Hello guys, AltidorPlays here, and today I'm bringing you 5 Terraria tips that should probably help you out in the early game. These are tips that I generally implement when I start a new game, so hopefully these tips will help you out too. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first tip. Okay, so for tip number 1, you're going to want to go to your world's dungeon. And here's a little pseudo tip: your dungeon will be to the opposite of your world's jungle. So if you know where your world's jungle currently is right now, head to the opposite direction of your world's jungle. This tip is basically a way to get the water boat really early into the game. And when I say early, I literally mean you can start up a world and head over to the dungeon and get the water boat at that instant. The water boat is a magic weapon, and with the right modifier it could really put in some work. And having this weapon early game can really help you out. Now a heads up, you can only go so deep before a dungeon guardian spawns, and in smaller worlds that limit in which you can go is a lot shorter, so keep that in mind. So you want to take it slow and find any of these bookcases. Once you find the bookcases, just simply break all the books until eventually you'll find something that says water bolt. Now it doesn't always spawn, and if that's the case and you really want this weapon, you can go ahead and create another world and try to do the same method, and hopefully you'll find a water bolt there. Okay, so this second tip is a way to advance in the game relatively fast. Now when I say this, I don't mean hard mode fast, but pre-hard mode fast. So the first thing you're going to want to do, depending on the world that you spawn in, is either break your crimson hearts or break your shadow orbs. Crimson hearts going to the crimson obviously, and shadow orbs going to the corrupt. Now upon breaking your shadow orb or crimson heart, you'll be able to see a message. Now after receiving this message, you can do one of two things. You can continue to break 3 crimson hearts or shadow orbs, or you can wait for a meteorite to fall. After breaking those 3 things, you'll either spawn the Brain of Cthulhu for crimson or the Eater of Worlds for the corruption. Defeating either of these bosses will drop their respective ores and items. After receiving these 2 items, you'll be able to craft their respective armor sets. Both armors should be providing a significant increase in defense, as well as an armor set bonus. Now this third tip is a bit obvious, but I'm going to explain it to you anyways. If you're digging and you have a lot of water on top of you and you don't exactly know what to do, rather than trying to jump up, you can go ahead and dig to the left of you or to the right, and then go ahead and dig an air pocket. That way you can always come up and take some air. You can do this ever so often, about maybe 25 blocks down when you're digging, and if that doesn't work, you can also dig diagonally, and that way you can cancel out and keep the water trapped in there, and you just continue to dig down from there. Referring back to the second tip, if you'd much rather prefer Meteor Armor, then go ahead and go to the Meteor site. The best way to mine this thing, since you can't exactly step on fire blocks without getting hurt, is to get some sticky dynamite or some sticky bombs and throw a bunch down there. After reducing the meteorite to a certain amount, you'll no longer have to worry about enemies spawning. Another quick tip is that staying in honey also increases life regeneration as you get the honey buff, so keep that in mind if you ever explore in the jungle. Also, in the 1.3.1 update, there are now beehives that spawn in the underground jungle, so you might want to be careful when exploring. With all of this jungle surrounding us, that brings us to our next tip, which is finding altars in the underground jungle. If you really want some good loot, then go ahead into the underground jungle and find these altars that contain chests. They usually have some pretty good items, other times you may be disappointed. Keep in mind that there are better altars, such as gold altars, which provide more items. Again, be careful because the underground jungle is probably one of the hardest places to be. And finally, on to tip number 5, go onto either side of your world to find an ocean biome. The ocean biome holds a couple of things, such as jellyfish. Jellyfish drop glow sticks, and they're really important if you have a lot of water anywhere in your world, such as underground, because if you want to place torches, you can't do so with water in the way, and glow sticks are the solution for that problem. Also, you will be able to find underwater chests. These chests will have water-themed items, of course, and depending on the type of player that you are, they may pertain to you and they may not. There are about 2 or 3 of them in the ocean, and maybe 4 to 5 of them in the world total, considering there are 2 oceans, so you might want to keep that in mind. Well, that is all the tips that I have for you guys today. Hopefully some of these tips may have helped you. If not, I apologize. Maybe you can give me some tips on how to tip you guys, because if that didn't help you, then I don't know what will. Well, if you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like, and if you want to know when I post more content, then subscribe to me. If you watch this video to the very end, I thank you so much because you care for me, and now I'm gonna care for you. Thank you. I'm looking you in the eyes right now. You can't tell, but I'm looking you in the eyes. Yes, you. Thank you for watching my videos. If you want to take this even further and want to show a little bit more support, then share. Just share the video. Share. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video, so you guys stay good and stay toasty.